One of Logan Paul's latest victims has just responded to getting trolled on national television. You can't make this stuff up. So let's rewind the clocks to about 7 days ago. Matt Shea sits down to have an interview after the BBC have allegedly been doing a 1-year investigation so far into the crypto scams, quote unquote scams, that Logan Paul has been taking part in, including CryptoZoo, which of course was one of the latest. Logan Paul agrees to sit down with the BBC to do an interview to talk about the quote-unquote scams, but Logan Paul never turns up. Instead, Logan Paul sends a lookalike to troll Matt Shea, and things get kind of weird from there. So this is the video. If you haven't seen it, this is what happens from the BBC's point of view. And I say the BBC's point of view because the BBC's point of view and Logan's point of view are two very different things. This clip, obviously, is kind of a little bit out of context.
There's a strange atmosphere in the room and a suspicious amount of Logan's own cameras pointed at us. All of a sudden, it becomes clear why.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Thanks. Matt.
Matt, sorry, I'm tired.
No worries.
Last night was hard. How are you enjoying? All right. How are you enjoying Puerto Rico?
Yeah, pretty good, man.
The lookalike is clearly nervous, so I'm keen to see how he responds to questions.
Look, you're one of the most famous people by many metrics in the world. What on earth does that feel like?
Feels good, bud.
You look
I feel
different.
like a champ.
I have to say, the real Logan Paul looks very different.
Did you come all the way over here to ask about how I look?
Is Logan coming?
I'm right here, bud. You came all the way to Puerto Rico from England. This is your interview. What do you got?
Look, these are some very serious questions. You know, there are people who really want to know the answer to these questions.
I'm a serious person.
Let's just get out of here. I'm not doing this.
Matt, no. You came all the way to Puerto Rico for this interview.
Stop touching child leaders! Stop touching child leaders! Fuck the BBC!
So, rather than defend himself against the allegations we've been investigating, Logan decided to troll us. Minutes after leaving the gym, we receive a letter from lawyers on behalf of Logan Paul warning us against publishing our allegations.
There you go. So it was pretty wild. Obviously, you know, Logan Paul doesn't usually take many dubs, but I think he took a dub on this one. You know, I don't like Logan Paul in the slightest, right? I don't like Logan Paul. I think he is one of the biggest scumbags on YouTube. In fact, on the planet. He has scammed multiple people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's not right. And he should be held accountable for his actions. But in this instance, you know, the whole thing was a little bit crazy. But this was Logan Paul's take on the situation as to why he did it. Okay, so this is from Logan Paul's actual video. I trolled the BBC with my lookalike.
People by many metrics in the world.
Oh my God, he actually thinks it's me. What a dumb.
Like, these are some very serious questions.
I'm a very serious guy.
I'm a serious person.
Bro, what the This is crazy.
You might recognize this handsome devil. His name is Matt Shea, and he works for the BBC and Vice. He's the grown man who was told he could interview Andrew Tate if he brought him a box of chocolates.
Would you bring me a box of chocolates?
I can bring you a box of chocolates.
If you promise to bring me a box of chocolates, that will increase your chances.
Dignity out the window and desperate for more Top G, the candy man flew all the way to Romania with a fresh pack of Feastables.
Do you have the chocolate? Yeah.
But when he arrived with his big box of chocolates, his dreams were crushed. The Tates ghosted him. But that's okay, because his original Tate hit piece for Vice garnered 5 million views, only to be ripped apart for unverified and one-sided allegations that is right on brand for an organization as credible as the BBC and Vice. The backlash was so bad, they had to turn their comments off. And no, the BBC is not the hub category stupid, although we did find out there is a registered account to Matt Shea's personal Gmail, but let's pin that. It's the British media conglomerate that you might know because they've been platforming predators for the past 50 years. Got a list: Jimmy Savile, Chris Denning, Chris Langham, Jonathan King, Rolf Harris, Stuart Hall, and currently Hugh Edwards. All of them convicted of sexual offenses, most of them involving minors that are quite frankly too f***ed up to get into. And in the case of Hugh Edwards, which is unfolding as we speak, the BBC knew about it.
What?
We knew, said BBC boss Tim Davie as he continued to pay the predator the highest salary in the BBC using the funds of UK citizens. And while Matt was at Vice Media, they faced sexual misconduct allegations from over 24 women, including against their former boss, the president, Andrew Creighton, who, by the way, had to leave the company after paying a former employee a settlement for a sexual harassment claim. Anyway, I give this context because while Matt Shea reports for organizations with proven, known history of sexual misconduct, he advances his career through the investigation of alleged sexual misconduct. Ironic. Also being an investigator himself, I wonder what Matt knows.
There you go. So if you want to check out the full video, go over to Logan Paul's YouTube channel. But yeah, the whole situation was pretty wild. And obviously, you know, I'm not a big fan of the BBC and I'm not a big fan of Logan Paul. So kind of watching this was like watching two turds have a fight over how much sugar they want. And Matt Shea obviously was the one that got trolled. And, you know, I think I'm not going to get into him personally and stuff like this because it's not my place to do so. But he did respond to what actually went on regarding that documentary and what went on regarding the lookalike.
What projects you're going to pursue, Matt, but your other one is rather different. This is a programme that you've made for BBC Three, and it involves. Actually, I made a little pledge. I've got to find out more about this world because I'm 52 years old. I'm not planning on hanging out my headphones for a couple of years yet, so I need to know more about a world that contains people like Logan Paul.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's closer to my usual type
Yes,
of story.
I thought so.
You last had me on about Andrew Tate, so...
Exactly.
Logan Paul is one of the most famous and financially successful influencers in the world. He's the co-founder of Prime Energy Drinks. His videos have been viewed over, around 6 billion times.
I thought I was viral.
Yeah, no, I'm afraid you aren't compared to Logan Paul. And we were looking at a number of allegations against Logan Paul's crypto activities. So he had a kind of crypto investment game marketed towards children, which many people accuse him of running fraudulently. He denies any wrongdoing and says that he didn't make any money from it. But we did also look at some crypto wallets that appeared that they could be associated with him. And what we found was there was at least one meme coin which he promoted publicly, and then shortly after he promoted it publicly, a crypto wallet, which was anonymous, but which had previously been paid by his public wallet, which could suggest a connection, profited over $100,000 from it. Now,
obviously, that is basically what Matt Shea's alluding to there is a pump and dump, where, if you don't know what a pump and dump is, you suggest... You buy when a meme coin or a crypto coin is really low in value. Let's say it's worth $1, right? And then someone with huge influence like Logan Paul promotes the coin on their social media platforms. And then everyone invests in it. So now let's say, to make the maths easy, let's say Logan Paul buys 10 meme coins at $1 each. That's $10 of investment. He then, the coin gets to worth $100 because a lot of people are investing in it. And then when it's at its peak and it plateaus, Logan Paul sells at $100 a pop. He's then made $1,000, right? So he's made $990 profit, and that's what's called a pump and dump. I don't believe it's illegal, but I think it's just very heavily frowned upon. It should be illegal because, because then what happens is not everyone wins. Once, like, Logan Paul cashes out with his majority shares, the market crashes, and everyone who's invested along the way, they could have invested $50, $60, $100, their shares are now worth $1 because it's crashed back out again. And the only person that's profited is Logan Paul, allegedly.
That, some might say, is evidence of him pumping a meme coin and then dumping it to gain money from it.
There you go, pump it up.
But, he continues to deny any wrongdoing and didn't respond to my allegations about that specific crypto wallet.
You did have a sort of encounter with him, though.
Yes. So I've been asking him for an interview for months. And when I sent him, the letter with the allegations that we would be putting in our film, his PR team invited me to Puerto Rico for an interview. So I went to his boxing gym. I sat down. And I first noticed there was a suspicious number of cameras pointed at me and my crew, and I thought, okay, he's obviously going to film this. And then all of a sudden, a Logan Paul lookalike walks through the door.
And you knew it was a lookalike?
I could tell instantly it was a lookalike, but I did for a second I thought, sometimes famous people look a lot different in real life.
Yes.
And I thought if I accuse this person of being a lookalike, and on the off chance it is actually Logan Paul, that would be so offensive. But no, I did very quickly.
That would be viral as well. Yeah. By tea time, wouldn't it?
But yeah, he sent a lookalike to his own interview with the BBC. This is unprecedented territory. We're in a very silly era of history where these influencers, their reaction to allegations being put to them by the BBC is to kind of troll them in this way.
Yeah.
So anyway, the prank kind of fell flat because I was just like, you're not Logan Paul, I'm leaving. And then at that point, he sent a kind of horde of supporters out with megaphones chanting, the BBC are pedophiles.
Wow.
And then made his own video about that. And then, shortly after that, Andrew Tate, who I had previously investigated, kind of piled on the trolling of me based on this viral moment that Logan Paul had created, and began essentially pumping meme coins based on me. And I think within a couple hours, to his followers, within a couple hours, the market cap on some of these meme coins was $400,000. I think I would estimate around $2 million worth of meme coins that are making fun of me, pictures of my face, were traded after this happened. So, yeah, we live in a very strange world.
We
now.
do, and I jest about not being as clued up as I should be, but there is some truth in it. I mean, even though Jonathan's been in touch to say you live a great life not knowing about Logan Paul, James, you really don't want to change it. But I do, because this is, as you say, the world of Andrew Tate. Elements of it would also fall under the description of the world of Elon Musk, who is now arguably the second most powerful person in America come January, but certainly with regard to the coins and to influencing and the role that social media plays. And I know this isn't something that you've addressed directly in the programme, in Logan Paul, Bad Influence, which you can find on the iPlayer. Their power and importance is stretching far beyond their original spheres of influence.
Absolutely. I mean, should we explain what a meme coin is?
Yes, why not?
So a meme coin is kind of like a silly cryptocurrency product that has no intrinsic value based on a silly meme. Sometimes the names of these coins are full sentences. Like there's one that's called Matche is a curse word. Basically, a lot of celebrities have been called out for kind of publicly promoting these coins, and then the value of them crashes soon after they sell their investments. But the most popular meme coin is Dogecoin, based on a Shiba Inu dog meme. Elon Musk has called himself the Doge father. He's one of the biggest proponents of Dogecoin. He is now going to run a government department called Doge, the Department of Governmental Efficiency. The memes have won, basically.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
We're increasingly in this world where all of these people, Logan Paul, Andrew Tate, Elon Musk, are generating these viral moments through controversy. Almost the more controversial that the moments are, the more fame they get, and the more fame these investment products get.
So obviously, people like Logan Paul do thrive off of controversy, right? They really do. It's one of those things where when he first started out, he was this loud, obnoxious vlogger. And then it turned into the whole forest video in Japan. And then there was the whole situation with, Prime and Lunchley. And, his whole career has been based off of controversy. So Matche's not exactly wrong there.
And so we're entering into this world where increasingly, the metric by which we judge a person or a product is no longer whether it's good, right? Yeah. It's whether it's capable of generating hype, whether it's loud.
It's a recalibration of reality.
Exactly. And
it's all linked. I don't want to sound like I've got a conspiracy theory about conspiracy theorists, but it is all, clearly it's all linked because of the parallels you've just drawn between the meme coin world and the next governmental administration in the United States.
Yeah, I really truly think we're about to enter the silliest period of history.
And does it follow from Kellyanne Conway talking about alternative facts? Because for me, that's where the fuse got lit. For if you want to talk about a recalibration of reality, it became government policy for people to be able to choose their own truth, and that kind of runs alongside the world you report on. The traditional political world being corrupted and turned upside down, running alongside the online world that you report on. They need each other.
Absolutely. It's soon going to become an outdated idea to to care about how true something is. When we don't, because these social media algorithms, you know, they often do not care how true something is.
Sure.
They care how loud it is, how controversial it is, and those are the stories that get amplified.
And that's the value. That's where the value lies, not in the truth.
Absolutely.
Orwell saw some of this coming, didn't he? I think.
Absolutely. I mean, we also, you know, we often talk about how these people radicalize their audiences, right? What we never talk about is how their audiences also kind of radicalize and create them. It's a two-way process. I mean, it started with reality television. That's the case for Donald Trump and Andrew Tate. But this process has been amplified through social media. And what I mean by that is all of these people have found a platform, an algorithm where when they experiment by doing more controversial, outlandish things, their audience reflects that and gives them more attention. So it then radicalizes them back.
To do more.
Exactly.
Fascinating and terrifying. And you're not going to be short of things to report on in the coming years, are you?
I don't think so, no.
Now, obviously, very interesting response. And, you know, there's parts of there that I agree, some that I disagree with. But one thing that I would love to see Matt Shea kind of respond to would be Logan Paul's video. Obviously, I showed glimpses of it earlier in this video. But there's some serious allegations against Matt Shea's reporting and against the BBC, who, of course, are the people that he is reporting for. So I'd be really intrigued to see what his response to that or his reaction to that video was. I mean, obviously, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. So he's not going to shit on the BBC. But I'd be intrigued to see what like his response would be to the allegations made against him and, of course, the BBC. Anyway. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What's your thoughts on this Logan Paul situation? Is it a Logan Paul dub or is it a Logan Paul L? Let me know your thoughts. And while you're down there, jump to get the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.